Right now we're at Tiani's, which is a pizzeria in Papyrus. It's located in Papyrus nightclub, right above us actually. We're going to show you and give you tips for when you go out to eat. And you're not dealing with a buffet, but you have a set menu. How do you order? What should you order? And what things you should definitely stay away from. So Tiani's is I think, great example because it has a typical menu that's very common in Rwanda. Usually you have a bit of everything. We have some pizza, we have some pasta. Looks like we have some here, some kind of even some African dishes, as well as just some chicken and protein options. And there's even some vegetarian options, which is kind of unusual. I think that's actually kind of great. So one of the most important things that you want to keep in mind, our first tip, is that remember we have this waka plate that we're constantly trying to recreate no matter where we go. And that's about 50% vegetables and 35% protein. And then the remainder could be some sort of starch or carbohydrate. So when you're looking at this, that quickly eliminates a lot of the pastas and pizzas. And it's important to note that we're not saying that you can't treat yourself every once in a while, but if you are on some kind of rich diet or you're trying to achieve certain results, that you want to just stay within that framework even when you're going out. So I'm going to skip the pizza section, the pasta section, and actually I think the African dish section is really good. Mm-hmm. So Fidelis, do you have a favorite type of protein that you see there? Looks like we have mukeke.
Fish brochette.
Sagala fish. We have
fish brochette works for me best.
Okay, yeah. So they have fish brochette here. And it looks like you can accompany with vegetables, rice, chips, boiled potatoes, and vegetables of the day. So when someone comes and the waitress comes and you order, the first thing I like to ask is, okay, it's fish brochette. Ask them how it's cooked. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times you get an unpleasant surprise when it comes to your table and it's fried. So just ask first how is it cooked, and specify that you prefer it to be grilled. So whenever you have an option of a protein, ask that it be grilled. The other important point that a lot of people probably don't do if they do the grilled point is to ask them to use as little oil as possible. Usually about a tablespoon of oil for any type of cooking is pretty good. So if they are going to use the skillet or stir frying it or however they're going to do it, ask them to limit the amount of oil they're going to use in it, because that's actually where a lot of the extra calories come in. And most of the times these restaurants are not using the really good oils like olive oil and coconut oil. They're using kind of the hydrogenated oils, which tend to be very have a lot of the bad fats in them. So that's the other thing. And then the final thing is that don't feel like you have to be limited to the accompaniments that are here. So most of the time that they can substitute in a salad, or if you do go with vegetables of the day, again, ask how things are cooked. Because what you will find here in Rwanda is that a lot of times the vegetables that are cooked here, they add blue bland into them, lots of salt. Maybe they even add a sauce or something with it, and then adding all those things will just increase the caloric intake of the food. So if you're going to ask them, can you just steam the broccoli, or could you just give me plain peas or whatever it is, and that's all. And if they can't do that, then ask if they could just do a side salad, and that works great as well. So if I weren't going for one of these and I had to choose something else, and I really could, there was none of these African special dishes, then maybe I would consider going back to some of my pasta dishes, but sticking away from the dishes that have that are cream based, because cream based, high fat content, and excess of probably what you need. It's always good to have a little bit of fat, but having that much fat in the meal is not a good idea. So maybe I would just do the tagliatelle, which looks like it's sausage ragu, which is a tomato-based sauce, I guess, and a marinara. So that would be my second option if I really couldn't find anything that would really work for me. And then, if you are feeling like something sweet, unfortunately desserts here tend to be ice cream and crepes and pancakes. Ask if they have some fruit, maybe just to finish it off. But really, I think that if you stick within the tips I've told you in terms of first staying within the waka plate, Second, specifying how you like your protein to be cooked in terms of making sure that it's grilled. And then third, kind of using as little possible oil. So telling them when they cook, the foods, whether or not it's protein or vegetables, to not use a lot of oil or butters when cooking your food. All right, so I think that with these tips, we're ready to order a nice healthy meal.
Kangwa Fidelis, Raise and Shine Rwanda.